Hello everyone, welcome back to another Commander review for Magic the Gathering. We are cruising right along through this set and talking about our third Dragon Spirit Commander from the Champions of Kamigawa set. This is Kokusho the Evening Star. It is a 5/5. It has a mana value of 6, 4 generic mana, and 2 black mana. It has flying and a triggered ability. When Kokusho the Evening Star dies, each opponent loses 5 life. You gain life equal to the life lost this way. So, essentially, most Commander games will be of 4 players. If Kokusho dies while you have 3 opponents, each of them will lose 5 life. You will gain 15 life. Very powerful Commander. Let's have some fun with it. No card rulings for Kokusho, very straightforward. Supernatural Stamina, and many other cheap mono-black reanimation spells or death prevention spells. I don't know what you'd call this, feign death kind of spells that simply bring your Kokusho back to the battlefield when it dies are very powerful, because if Kokusho is killed in combat, destroyed by an instant or sorcery spell, whether it be targeted or like board wipe effect. If Kokusho is ever dying and going to the graveyard, all of these cheap feign death spells will immediately reanimate it. So you can get the death trigger from Kokusho and then bring it right back and be able to do it again and again and again. So really, really cool protection spells, or combo spells if you're playing like an aristocrat strategy. The deck that I am building Kokusho around is, oddly enough, a Dragon Tribal deck. I'm not going to focus too much on the shenanigans of its death trigger, other than the fact that dragons in mono black have a great way of reanimating themselves to begin with, but this is just going to be a straightforward mono black Dragon Tribal deck. A popular deck idea on EDH Rec, oh, there's Feign Death right there, is, of course, full of ways to take advantage of Kokusho dying, with a lot of ways to reanimate it, like Feign Death or Kaya's Ghost Form. Other cards that take advantage of your creatures dying, specifically Kokusho dying, you want to take advantage of that as much as possible. So this would be a great way to build like a protection deck, or most likely a combo-ish aristocrat deck. And then lastly, as I've tried doing in the past Spirit Dragon Commander videos for this set, the janky build-around deck idea, or sometimes the really powerful EDH Rec build-around, is cloning Kokusho as many times as possible, because the more clones you make, the more legendary legend rule, what is that word I'm looking for? Not stasis, not static. State-based actions, which essentially is, we're looking at the rules of the game. So whenever the legend rule applies, you have to be like, oh, there are too many Kokushos with the same name in play. You have to pick one of them and sacrifice the rest. So Blade of Selves is amazing in this deck, because if you make 2 more Kokushos when you attack, again, this is theoretically a 4-player game, so attack one opponent, make 2 more copies that are attacking the other 2 opponents, the game has to pause. You have to decide which of those 3 legendary creatures you're going to keep alive, sacrifice the rest. So you pick the non-token version and you sacrifice the tokens. Those tokens will immediately trigger because they are being sacrificed. You'll bleed the board out for 10 damage each. 10 damage to each of your opponents. You'll gain 30 life, and that's before you even dealt combat damage. Absolutely insane. So, a clone deck in Kokusho where you are forced to sacrifice the other copies of Kokusho is crazy. And because you are losing your own creatures, edict effects like Grave Pact are amazing in this deck. And then, of course, Grey Merchant is just a great backup plan to this strategy, because it does the same thing as Kokusho, but when it enters the battlefield instead. And that is going to do it for Kokusho the Evening Star. Really, really cool commander. A lot of ways you can build around all of the dragon spirits in this set, but this is probably one of the most insane combo engines you can build. So, very popular commander, has the rank of S. Like always with all these dragon spirits, they are pretty pricey, so if it does end up going back to the command zone, it is going to be more expensive. Just be prepared for that. Have a lot of feigned deaths. This is probably the easiest one to reanimate because you are in mono black, which is why it's so powerful to build around. So let me know in the comments below if there's anything I missed or any deck ideas or synergies I did not talk about. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!